The Senate has confirmed the nomination of Lamido Yuguda as Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, alongside the appointment of Peggy Onwu as an independent director on the board of the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, the United States war in Iran has cost $25 billion so far, a senior Pentagon official said on Wednesday, while providing the first official estimate of the military's price tag for the conflict. Jules Hurst, who is performing the duties of the comptroller, told lawmakers on the House Armed Services Committee that most of that money was for munitions, according to Reuters. Hurst did not detail what that cost estimate included and whether it took into account the projected cost of rebuilding and repairing base infrastructure in the Middle East damaged in the conflict. At number 9, Scott Parker has left his position as head coach of Burnley by mutual consent following the club's relegation from the Premier League. It was announced on Thursday. Burnley said in a statement that Parker and the board had mutually agreed that his time at Turf Moor would conclude following one season back in the English top division. Parker led the Claret to promotion last year, but this season has been a struggle with just 4 league wins in total. At number 8, the Secretary to the Government of Federation (SGF), Senator George Akume, has advocated the integration of technological innovation with risk management as a strategic pathway to building resilient and sustainable economies. Speaking in Abuja on Wednesday as special guest of honor at the 2026 National Risk Management Conference, the SGF said nations must deliberately align emerging technologies with robust risk management frameworks to effectively navigate an increasingly volatile global environment. At number 7, Governor Adeleke on Thursday called on members of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) to maintain neutrality and uphold non-partisan conduct in the discharge of their electoral responsibilities ahead of the August 15, 2026 governorship election in Osun State. The governor made the appeal while addressing about 3,000 newly deployed corps members during the swearing-in and official opening of the 2026 Batch A Stream 2 orientation program. He stressed the need for strict adherence to the rules guiding national service. Adeleke reminded the corps members of the significance of the forthcoming election, urging them to remain law-abiding and professional throughout the period. At number 6, 12 years after 276 schoolgirls were abducted from Government Girls Secondary School, Chibok, Borno State, by Boko Haram militants, 12 of the survivors are set to graduate from the American University of Nigeria, Yola. Addressing journalists on Wednesday on the university campus, the president AUN, Professor Dwayne Frazier, described the graduation of the Chibok survivors as a global success story. Frazier said the milestone validated AUN's mission as a development-focused institution and demonstrated that it is possible to bridge the gap between trauma and higher education success. At number 5, Dangote Refinery has increased the ex-depot price of premium motor spirit or petrol and automotive gas oil following a sharp upward movement tied to international crude market pressure. From $105 per barrel on Monday, Brent crude jumped to $118 on Wednesday and to $125 per barrel as of the time of filing this report. As a result, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery jacked up its petrol gantry price from 1,200 naira to 1,275 naira per litre, while coastal supply prices climbed to 1,250 naira per litre, according to price data obtained from petroleumprice.ng. At number 4, the National Universities Commission has approved 7 academic programs for Achievers University Owo, Ondo State. This was contained in a statement issued by the head of media and publicity of the university, Olaniyi Adekonye, on Wednesday. According to the statement, the accredited courses are medical laboratory science, civil and environmental engineering, computer engineering, mechanical engineering, microbiology, criminology and security studies, and sociology. At number 3, President Bola Tinubu has approved the nomination of Rabiu Abdullahi Umar as the new chief executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. This follows his approval of the removal of Saidu Mohammed as the authority chief executive of NMDPRA. A statement by the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Nanuga, on Wednesday noted that the removal of Mohammed is in the public interest. According to Nanuga, the appointment of Umar is subject to Senate confirmation. At number 2, the NNPC Gas Infrastructure Company, a wholly owned subsidiary of NNPC Limited, on Thursday said it has completed the Rivers Niger crossing of the 130-kilometer Obiafu-Obricom-Oben gas pipeline, marking a major milestone in the expansion of Nigeria's national gas transmission network. A statement by by the company's chief corporate communications officer and the other, noted that the successful crossing unlocks the full potential of the OB3 pipeline, a strategic infrastructure to design transport up to 2 billion standard cubic feet of gas per day. When completed, the project will significantly strengthen energy availability, enhance supply reliability, and accelerate national economic development. At number 1, the Senate has confirmed the nomination of Rabiu Yuguda as Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, alongside the appointment of Peggy Onwu as an independent director on the board of the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation. The confirmations, which took place on Wednesday, follow the consideration and adoption of a report by the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance, and Other Financial Institutions. The report was presented during plenary by the committee's chairman, Adeleke, after which lawmakers approved both nominees based on the panel's findings and recommendations. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.